Hello, hello. Come on in, everyone. My name is Linda Peavy. I'm going to be your hostess for this afternoon, where we're going to talk about how you get grant money for your woman-owned business or your woman-led nonprofit. As you come in, say hello to me. Say hello to me. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. My name is Linda Peavy. I'm going to be your host. Give that city and that state a shout out. Let me know how you're doing. It's like, 40 degrees here, 40 degrees here. Hey, Joy. Hello, Kathleen. Kathleen is back with us. Hello, Kathleen. And Jessica from Watertown, New York is up in the house. Hello, Candace. Let me know where you're coming in from. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. Hey, Lisa in Arizona. Woo, Lisa, I know it's not 40 degrees in Arizona. And Audra from Texas is up in the house. And Gladys from, Ohio. Ohio has shown up. And Sheila from Los Angeles. Hello, Lauren from Philly. Ooh, I used to live not too far from Philly. And Dolly's coming in from Miami. And Rosette, oh, look at Florida. Florida is strong up in here today. We've got Rosette from Florida and Dolly from Florida. Oh, Joy is rubbing it in. It's 70 degrees. And what is that? Is that Mississippi? And Robin, hello from New York. And Sean from San Diego. And Nancy from New Jersey slash PA. I know, because when I lived in Pennsylvania, New Jersey was just up the street, right? And Tina from the Big D, the Motor City, Detroit, has shown up. Hello, Sarah from Arkansas, and April from Madison, Alabama. And hey, Sheila from the ATL, the ATL. Hello, Gloria from Minnesota, and Jazz from Georgia. I was just in your state in Atlanta. What, last week I was in Atlanta. Hello, everybody. We're going to get started because I have a lot of information to share, and I know some of you are on a timeline. So, as we say hello, hey, Robin, my dear friend, Robin. Hey, Robin, welcome, welcome, welcome. Give all of my love to your mom, Kim. All right, so we're going to get started, and I have a lot of information to share. I'm so glad you're with me, just rounding out the year, because I have information for you that you are going to need to know on January 1st. All right, as we go into January, the first thing you're going to see is just like my little TV commercial, which will give you some idea about my background and the work that I do. And as I always say, when I hit this share screen button, because we are live, I say, come on through, technology, come through. All right, it is looking good. It is looking good thus far. All right, hopefully you can see everything. All right, we're off to the races.
Hi, I'm Linda Peavy, owner of LaPav Consulting. My passion is to place your organization on the path to excellence. Are you struggling to communicate your message, reach target audiences, or secure funding? From marketing communications to grant writing, we achieve your goals. We've worked with high-profile clients and have secured $17 million in funding for charter schools and nonprofits. Call today to discuss what your success looks like and how LaPav Consulting can help.
All right, so that's just a little bit of information about me. Let me make sure everybody is in the right place. This is grant writing for women-owned businesses and women-led nonprofits. This is my live noon session. I have a session this evening at 7 o'clock too. So I'm going to drop that link in just a little bit later, just in case anyone that you know might want to hop on and join us tonight. All right. So my background. Yes, they call me the grants queen because I have secured over $17 million in grants and business development. This is year 16 of me owning my company, LaPav Consulting, and every one of those years, I have been a professional grant writer. I also provide grant writing workshops all over the country for many different organizations, including Goldman Sachs, where I am a proud alumnus of their 10,000 Small Businesses program. And my undergrad and graduate degrees are from the University of Akron. Go Zips, go Zips. And I am a member of Forbes Black, which is an organization of Black leaders affiliated with Forbes magazine. Now, let me know in the chat, who is here with me? Are you a nonprofit? Or are you a for-profit, meaning you're a small business, right? Small businesses are for-profits, or maybe you're both. because I'm finding that a lot of nonprofits are starting for profits and vice versa. So let me know in the chat. Who is here with me today? Nonprofit for, oh, look at all the votes. Excellent. For profit, nonprofit. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Well, I asked you this question right from the beginning, so you know that there are grants for both. For now, there are grants for both, right? There are grants for nonprofits and your for-profits, meaning your small businesses. So you're in the right place. And I know that may seem a little different, right, than what you've known, because there was a time when small businesses really didn't get grants. Everything is different now. So you are absolutely in the right place. All right. Now, how did I get here? I used to be a publishing executive in Pennsylvania. I got hurt. When I got hurt, I had to move back home to Cleveland to recuperate. Literally came home in a wheelchair. Took a flight with Patti LaBelle, but that's a different story for a different time, right? So when I got home, it literally took me 2 years to recuperate because I couldn't even stand. But after those 2 years, I couldn't find a job because my experience was in professional publishing in Pennsylvania. And if you know anything about Cleveland, you know that it is not like the publishing mecca of the United States. And keep in mind, this was professional publishing. I couldn't find a job. That's when I started LaPav Consulting. It's been 16 years. 16 years. Well, one of my first contracted positions with LaPav was to be the executive director of a nonprofit. And let me tell you, I don't think I was there 2 weeks before I was called into the board of directors office and told that I had to write a grant to pay for my salary, thus saving the organization. And let me tell you, I had never seen a grant before. I had no knowledge of grants at all. But you know what? I did it. I researched. I wrote that grant. I won that grant. It paid for my salary. It saved the organization. And I knew at that moment that one, yes, you can write grants with no experience. Yes, you can. But also grants can do an amazing job at helping to transform your organization. How about you hire help with grant money? I know you're tired of using uh, so much of your own time and your own skills, right? Tired of wearing all 20 hats? Yes, you can hire staff. You can do so much with grant money. We'll talk more about that a little bit later. All right. Now, what else will we talk about? Why this class is even important. The grant landscape, I will give you some grant basics. We will talk about how do you prepare to apply for grants. What do you write in an application? How do you write the application so that you're getting noticed in a sea of applications? And then I will show you how to conduct grant research so that you're finding the organizations that want to give you funding. And then don't go anywhere because I have a bonus surprise for you. I have a list of available grant opportunities. We're going to do a Q&A. Speaking of Q&A, as we move through, I want you to drop those questions in either the chat or the Q&A, one or the other, right? The chat box or the Q&A. And I will answer them at the end, but don't be shy. This is your opportunity to ask a grants expert and a grants instructor questions about grants. All right. Now, also, let me just be super clear to all of you. I'm here to help you. I'm here to help you. Therefore, you're going to get a copy of this replay. You're going to get it today. It'll come tonight. It will be free. I do not charge for this knowledge because I do want you to come back to this webinar again and again and again, right? And you will have it. It will be free. You'll have it forever. There won't be any expiration date, right? That you have to see this by a certain time because you're going to need this information, especially as we go into 2025. You're going to need this information. All right. All right. We are ready to go. So why are we here? Why is this class even important? Because we as women leaders, we need access to, and guess what? It shouldn't all be loans, right? We want grant money, right? Because grant money is free to us. But let me say this to each and every one of you. You can do this. You can write grants. You can write grants. Grant writing is different than it used to be. You're not sitting in some corner for 3 months at a time writing some 500-page document. I know all about that because it is exactly what I used to do. Did you know that some of these grant applications are 2 and 3 pages? 2 and 3 pages. Some of them are 500 words. All right. So you can do this. Oh, I see some great questions in the chat. Keep asking those questions. All right. All right. But what you have to know, everybody, there's a process to this. This is about more than you just writing an answer on a piece of paper and sending it off. That's a great way to get a rejection letter. After having won $17 million, I know there's a process. And that is what I'm going to teach you today. All right. First of all, why is there still so much money available for nonprofits and small businesses? Well, your typical foundations like your community foundation, your family foundation, your private foundation, they're still predominantly providing their grants to nonprofits. It's the corporations and the major organizations that are providing grants to small businesses. And this happened after COVID-19 when so many small businesses were going under. So they stepped in and said, we're going to help save small businesses. So they started to create these pools of grants earmarked for small businesses. That's why there's so much money for not only your nonprofits, there have always been money for nonprofits, but your for-profits, that's new. That's mainly because of COVID-19. So the good news for you, oh, you're in the right place. Now, we're going to go to some grant basics. What do you need to know? Grants are not paid back regardless of what you are reading on social media. And I read some crazy stuff on social media, right? Grants are not paid back. Now, for the next minute and minute only, I'm just talking to you nonprofits. Get your 501c3. That's your tax exempt designation by the IRS. Look, even if you are a church, even if you are a school, you still need this 501c3. Why? Because foundations are mandated by their board of directors that they can only give their money to nonprofits with the 501c3. The good news for all of you is that it used to take, oh my gosh, up to 6 months to process these applications by the IRS. Now, about 8 weeks, about 8 weeks. So get your 501c3. Now, from this point forward, I'm talking to everybody in this presentation, small businesses, your nonprofits, everybody. All right. Especially with this next slide. Look at this next slide, everybody. U.S. grant annual funding. This is in 2023 from foundations, corporations, request giving, right? Look at this number. $189 billion, billion would it be? Don't let anybody tell you that there's no grant money. Oh, there's plenty of grant money. It's about how are you going to place your organization in a position to get it, right? You throw in individual giving, you're up to $455 billion. This is over the course of a year, ladies, right? But I want you to focus on 189 and do not be intimidated by that number. Like, I don't want you thinking, oh, $189 billion, there's no way I'll get a piece of that. Oh, you can, right? Because guess what? You don't need the whole $189 billion. You just need what you need. You just need your share. You just need a little bit, right? Just a little bit of $189 billion. So I want everybody right now in this chat, I want you to write, I just need a little bit. I just need a little bit. I just need a little bit right now, everybody into this chat, because you just need a little bit of this amount. Don't be intimidated. That's right. Candace, do you need it all? Sheila, do you need all $189 billion? Or will you accept maybe a slice of the pie, Robin? Can you just get maybe a slice of the pie? Right? Joy, do you need all of it? Or do you just need a little bit? Right? Just so that's what I'm talking about. Just a little bit. You need what you need. So don't be intimidated by these large numbers, right? Focus on what you need. Okay. All right. Now, because they call me the Grants Queen and it's chilly here today in Northeast Ohio, I'm going to give you these nice warm cups of tea. And this is the first cup, ladies. It is called Grammarly. Now, if you use Grammarly right now, give yourself some love in this chat. Right now. What is it? It is a free, did I say it was free? It is a free software editing tool, right? Why is it important? Because I do not want you submitting grant applications full of grammatical errors. And it doesn't matter how many letters you have behind your name. I have a few behind my name. And guess what? I am a professional editor, a professional grant writer, and a professional writer. I wouldn't write without Grammarly. It's free. And you download it onto your computer. You use it when you write Word documents, emails, Excel, right? Who is using Grammarly? Who is using Robin. It is phenomenal. It's free. It's free. Candace says it has saved her a ton of embarrassment. That's what I'm talking about. Kathleen uses it daily. I want you to download it and use it. Again, no submitting grant applications full of grammatical errors, right? Courtesy of our friends at Grammarly. Here's this article, Improve Writing Skills Dramatically by Doing These 15 Things. Download this article. Yes, I have the professional version of Grammarly, right? But don't think you have to pay for it. The free version is wonderful too. All right? All right. Now, what are we doing here? We are preparing to apply for grants. You have to become grant ready, right? Your EIN, your employer identification number. Nonprofits get that 501c3. Now, based on what state you're from, you may need your articles or a business license. In some states, it's called a state certification, right? To show that you're in good standing. You have to go to your Secretary of State, go to their website, find out whether mandate, because some states do, that you have a business license. I'm in Ohio. In Ohio, you must have a business license to operate, right? All right. Now, you need a list of your board of directors, ladies. Now, I also consult with many nonprofits. Let me tell you, as a nonprofit, it is required, it is mandated that you have a board of directors. And no, they cannot all consist of your family and friends. No, red flag, right? Now, if you have a staff, great. Get a list of your staff. For you for-profits, it's not mandated that you have a board, but if you do, provide a list, right? You're getting your documents in order. You're getting ready to prepare for grants. Letters of support. Yes, let the foundation know that there are other organizations that support you. Where are the letters coming from? It could be politicians, the mayor, community leaders, any vendors that you work with, right? Your church, your pastor. Next, all of you need an operating budget. Every single one of you, even if you have not yet started, even if you are a startup. Because at the end of the day, you must know approximately how much money it's going to take for you to operate over the course of a year. And oftentimes, once you create that budget, and yes, you can estimate, you can just put in estimates, right? Oftentimes, you don't need as much money as you think. You may be going in here thinking, oh my gosh, I need $1 million to start my business. Once you actually create the budget and list what you think your expenses will be, oftentimes it will be far less than what you think you need. Now, if you are currently operating, get your financial documents together, your balance sheet, and your profit and loss statement. All right, we're good to go? We're good to go. Now, I'm going to go through the typical components of a grant application and give you best practices in each section. The first section you are going to see is called the summary abstract. Do not be fooled. You see it first, you always write it last because you're going to complete the grant application, go back in, and in every section, pull out the most compelling components and drop them into the summary. Why? Because this summary abstract is the first impression that that foundation will have with your grant application. So it's got to be tight. It's got to be tight. All right. Now, mission. All of you must have a mission statement. Even you for-profits. I get that question all the time. Linda, I'm a for-profit, right? Do I need a mission statement? P&L is profit and loss. It's also called an income statement, right? So some accountants call it profit and loss, income statement, same thing, all right? You all need a mission statement. Yes, because your mission statement is going to lead you to the foundation that wants to give you money. And even if you are a for-profit, absolutely you need a mission statement because it defines who you are. What are you doing now? Your aims and your goals. And no, you don't change your mission statement based on what foundation you're seeking money from. No, it remains the same. You need to be finding foundations that align to your mission, right? And if you don't have a mission statement, that is homework 101. All right. That's the first thing you need to do once we're done. Now, the history section, never leave this blank. Because even as a new startup, guess what? You have a history too. Now you're talking about what were those activities or experiences that led you to start the organization. They become a part of its history. All right. Next, leadership. That's easy. That's your executive director, your CEO, but you always include your board of directors because they are very much a part of your leadership team. Now, this next section, this is how you are going to separate your organization from everybody else's. I want you all to think about one word, impact. What has been the impact of your organization on those for whom you serve? And use real numbers. Do you have a homeless ministry? How many homeless people have you placed into shelters? Maybe you have an online coaching service, right? Maybe you coach in career development, you have an LLC. How many people have you led to their future careers? Maybe you haven't even opened. Now you're talking about what you hope your impact will be. Maybe you have that after-school tutoring program that you want to start. Now you can talk about, okay, once I open, I want to make sure that these students increase their reading proficiency scores by 3% after they take my tutoring course. Impact, real numbers, right? That's how you separate yourself from the pack, all right? Now, this section, you need to rethink how you see your organization, all right? All right. I want to give you an example. You have to write this application as if you are addressing an issue or solving a problem. Doesn't matter what industry you're in. Doesn't matter if you're a nonprofit. Doesn't matter if you're a for-profit. You have to write this grant application as if you are addressing an issue or solving a problem. I want to give you an example. A bakery. Bakery wants to locate in downtown Cleveland, needs a $20,000. Now you may be thinking, she's a bakery. She's making what? Red velvet cake all day? What issue is she possibly addressing? Well, maybe she decided to open up a vegan bakery because vegans don't have a lot of great places to buy baked goods. She's solving their problem. Maybe it's all about economic development because where she wants to locate, there have been so many other failed businesses. So it's about economic development, right? Whatever it is, whatever that issue is, it is going to lead you to the foundation that wants to give you money. Why? Because they're giving money in the same area. And every foundation has an area of interest where they want to focus their grant giving. How do you find out where they give and how they give and who they give to? You go to their website. But guess what? 90% of foundations don't have a website. That's where you have to be creative in getting their information. All right, we got this. Now, this is where a lot of you get into trouble. Target population. I've been consulting with organizations for 16 years now. I serve as a business coach for the Women's Business Council, which is funded by the Small Business Administration. When I ask you who you're helping, too often I get, oh, I help everybody. I have a heart for helping. I help everybody. I help everybody that just comes my way. No, no, ma'am. No, no. You cannot help everybody. I'm going to say that again. You cannot help everybody. This is how you get burnt out as an organization. You need a target population. You need one, maybe two targets, right? Is it homeless, veterans? And then you have to niche down even further. So, okay, you help veterans. How do you help them? Do you help homeless veterans? Veterans with PTSD, right? They need to go into mental health counseling. So if you want to drop in a couple of your target populations, if we have a chance to, I'll get to them at the end to comment. One, maybe two. And maybe it's geography, maybe it's local, right? I was giving a webinar about a month ago, and this person just insisted, like, no, Linda, I help everybody. I have a pest control company. I help no, you don't help everybody. It is impossible to help everybody, right? You have a pest control, right? Maybe you only help people within like a 5-mile radius. right? Because you have a certain distance where you want to be able to drive, or maybe you have some type of pesticide that's environmentally safe. So you're going after clients that appreciate the fact that you have green products that you use, right? One, maybe two, one, maybe two target populations. All right. And get excited, ladies, please get excited. This is your opportunity to tell your story. That's what a grant application is. Telling your story, showing how you've been able to change lives, what outcomes you've been able to achieve. There's no better way of doing this than video. My friend Robin knows this, right? Video, right? Are you open? Are you currently operating? Have your client pick up their cell phone and talk into it for 30 seconds and place that video on the homepage of your website. And yes, foundations will go to your website to get a feel for your footprint and the work that you do. And even if you have not yet opened, still use video, because now you're showcasing what the issue is or what the problem is. Maybe you want to locate in a underserved community. You want a video showing the blight, right? There's no better way than showing your impact than using video. And once you meet with that foundation, oh my gosh, and you show your 2 to 3 minute video, you should see how the looks on their faces change. I've done this so many times in the last 16 years. Video, cheap, economical, but so impactful. All right. Now, all of you have a decision to make. Are you asking for operating a program project grant money? One or the other per foundation. Now, you know, we love to get operating grant money, right? Because when you get an operating grant, that means you can pay to build up your administration, right? Pay for your admin fees. You decide where to put the money for an operating grant. Your lease, IT, marketing, staff, salaries. Only about 32% of grants give general operating support. Most grants will ask you to put the money towards a particular program or project or service, right? All right. Now, you must apply to multiple foundations. Why do you think that is? Let me know in the chat. Why do you think you absolutely must apply to multiple foundations? Into the chat. Let me see what you got. Put it into the chat. Why? Why do you think it is absolutely critical that you all apply to multiple foundations? I want you all to remember, this is not a sprint. This is a marathon, right? Let me see. Enter the chat. Increases your chances that someone will approve you. Yes, increases the chances. Yes, Rita, Susan. Yes, 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 yes. Joy. Yes. Yes to all of this. Now, here's another reason. Grants are not guaranteed. Now, if you have somebody whispering in your ear saying, oh, I can guarantee you some grant money, I want you to do one of those military turns and run in the other direction, because you're about to be scammed. Grants are not guaranteed. Grants are not guaranteed. You have to apply to multiple foundations, all right, to be able to really place yourself in an even better position to get the grant funding. All right. All right. Now, I cannot possibly overstate the importance of this section. It is going to be on the grant application, and you must answer it. There's 2 reasons why this is critical for you as an organization. It doesn't matter if you are a nonprofit or for-profit. You must create community partnerships. One, they strengthen your grant application. And I want you all to choose very well-respected community organizations, right? Because these organizations are ingrained in the community. They also know where the money is. They know what organizations are funding, because a lot of them get funding, right? And this does not have to be difficult, right? Let's take a library. I think libraries are criminally underutilized, but they're well-respected community leaders. Let's say you have a tax firm. 1 hour a month, you could give a tax talk, right? A free tax talk at a library every month, 1 hour. You're going to get an audience. The library is going to promote you. That's what they do. And you know, they have the most incredible list available, right? Libraries seem to have everybody's email address. And that brings me to reason number 2. It increases your level of visibility. Some of you have great programs. Nobody knows you. Nobody knows your program, even in your own local community. That's why you must connect to community organizations. Increase your level of visibility because foundations watch. Foundations watch, and I will prove that to you at the end. Foundations watch, right? So it could be universities, women's business organizations, Greek organizations, the why. Homework for all of you. Name 5. If you want to drop some of yours in the chat, if I get a chance, I'll review them at the end. Name 5 community organizations that you are going to connect with. That's homework. 5. All right. Now, you are asking for free money. So you have to talk about what do you think your goals are going to be? What do you want to happen if you get the grant money? You have to write down your goals, but they have to be SMART goals. What is that? Specific, measurable, attainable, and timely. Now, let's say I have a literacy program and I write down as my goal in the grant application, I want to reduce the poverty rate in Cleveland. I want to make sure kids are learning to read. That's an okay goal, but it's not a SMART goal. A SMART goal would say, I want to reduce the poverty rate by 5% in Cleveland for Hispanic children under the age of 5 within a 5-year time frame. Everybody into the chat. What did I do there? How did I change that goal into a SMART goal? Oh, good, Robin. I'll get to yours in a minute. How did I change that goal into a SMART goal? Targeted the minority, yes. Nancy got it right off the bat. Measurable. I added metrics, right? I added data and stats to make it measurable. 5% Cleveland, Hispanic children under the age of 5, 5-year time frame. You can use this model anytime you want to create a SMART goal from a goal. Add data and stats. All right. Now we're on. This is how you are going to indicate ways in which the grant money will be spent. Itemize these expenses. You must itemize. Let's say you want $50,000 to hire an executive director. You can't just write, I need 50 grand for an ED. Maybe it's a contracted executive director. If so, how much money are you paying this person an hour? How many hours are they working a week? How many weeks out of the year? You need supplies. What do you need? How many do you need? What are they being used for? Right? The explanation of how you're using the funds, what are they being used for, goes into the budget narrative. The numbers go into the budget, typically an Excel file. All right, got it? All right. Keep asking those questions. Now, this is the slide. If you need to take a screenshot, do whatever you need to do, you're going to get the replay later tonight, but this is the slide. This is as important as anything you will ever write in the grant application. Do you hear me? This is as important as anything you will ever write in the grant application. You need to meet with the foundation first before you submit the grant application. There's nothing to be afraid of. I hear this so often. There's nothing to be afraid of. They want to meet with you. They're considering giving you their money. You want to meet with them. You're considering getting their money. You're trying to get their money. And guess what? They want to meet with you. They want to know who you are, right? And let me tell you, in this meeting, they oftentimes will give you information about that grant that is not on their website. I probably set up 1,000 of these meetings in the last 16 years. One always comes to mind, 30-minute Zoom meeting, client got $30,000 because those missions aligned. And yes, you heard me say Zoom. Yes, these are 30-minute Zoom meetings. Now, if you live within close proximity of your foundation, meet with them in person. Meet with them in person, right? But these are typically Zoom meetings because you're going to be applying for grant money all over the country and your local community, right? Both. Now, I know what some of you are saying. Linda, this sounds nice. This sounds good. But I don't have time for this. I just do not have time to write these grants. Well, remember when I said at the beginning that some of these grant applications are 2 and 3 pages? That was accurate. That was accurate. So I have a question for all of you, and I would like an answer in the chat. All of you. Do you have time to get free money? Like, do you have time to get free money? Who has, let me see in the chat if anybody has time to get free money. Oh, I'm saying yes. I'm saying yes, yes. I'm saying sure do. I'm saying I always have time to get free money. I see absolutely. I see I have all the time in the world to get free money. I see time is money. All right. Time is money, right? That's what I'm talking about. So if you have time to get free money, I need for you to spend just a little bit of time process to get the free money. All right. What are you going to do? You're going to meet with the foundation. How are you going to do this? You're going to send an email introducing your organization. In that email, you will describe what you do, right? You will talk about who you serve, how you serve them. You will align your mission to the mission of that foundation. And you are not asking for money in this email. That is the quickest way to get a rejection letter. Send a foundation an email asking for money in the email. No, you're asking for a meeting. In the meeting, you're asking for the grant money. Got it? That's why you need to pinpoint your foundations. And those, typically they're called program directors or program managers, sometimes executive directors. And you send out this email to a real email address. All right. Now it's time to find the money. We're going to do grant research. The Foundation Directory Online is the leading source of information on grants in the United States. But keep in mind, they give you the organization that provides grants, not the grant opening, right? So let's say you have a program in Cleveland and you help veterans, right, with PTSD to get transitional housing. You input this information into FDL and they will give you a list of organizations that provide funding to that type, right, of a program. $50 a month to subscribe to FDL, or guess what? Free access at your local library. All right. Grants.gov, you know, that's the source for federal grants, right? And yes, the government gives grants to small businesses and nonprofits, both. All right. Depends on the organization. There's over 900 grant programs, 26 organizations. Maybe you're a church. You have a faith-based organization. Lilly Foundation is the largest funder of religious organizations. I happen to love Grant Watch. Grant Watch is $20 a week. By the way, grants.gov, that's free. Lilly Foundation, free. Grant Watch, $20 a week. Get you a list of grants, right? I love Grant Watch because they actually do list the grant opening and the sponsor of the grant and the contact information for the sponsor, name, email, address, telephone number. Grant Station, I love too. They're $200 for the whole year. And so is Grant Watch. So they're both $200 for the whole year, but you can buy Grant Watch weekly. Grant Station, you have to buy it for the whole year. I love them. They also provide information about the actual grant opening, right? The grant application. And then they give you a lot of free training. I love urbanawarenessusa.org. They are Black owned. They probably give information on maybe about 5 new grants a week, and they have free training. Sign up for their free newsletter. Tell them Linda sent you. All right. Now I want to show you how to conduct this grant research. This is Grant Watch, $20 a week, right? In the middle, you check, are you a nonprofit, a business, or an individual? And then to my left, you start completing your criteria in here. Complete those filters. Who's your target population, right? What is your subject area? You press a button, you will get a list of grant opportunities. Now, let me say something to you about location. A lot of you are just leaving grant money on the table. Yes, you are. Start local. You're not starting local. Do not be seduced by these $2 and $3 million government grants. Start local. It's easier to get local grant money, right? Meet with your local community foundation. All of you should be Googling local community foundation. Fortune in Northeast Ohio. This is a huge philanthropic community, huge. We have the largest and oldest community foundation in the country with the Cleveland Foundation, right? Google local community foundation near me. There's one in almost every major area, and meet with them. Meet with them. Anyway, you input this information, you push a button, up pops a list of grants. Let me say something to you all about the national grants too. Like, don't think just because an organization is headquartered in Texas, they're not giving money to you and you're in Kentucky. So you want to look locally and you want to look nationally. For my international friends, this is for you as well. You could live here in the US and serve a population in Africa and still get grants. You could live in Belize and serve a population in Belize. I know because I have a client in Belize and still get grants, right? So this is for you too. This is not just for US organizations, all right? This is Grant Watch, $20 a week. All right. Now I said I had a list of grants for you. This is important because we're at the end of the year. So if you go into any of these portals, more than likely, whatever grant application was available has probably expired in terms of the deadline. But what's great is that most of these have renewed grants for next year. So you want to immediately get on their email list so that when that grant opens, you know about it. HelloAlice.com. If you have a small business, you need to be on that site. They have so many grants regularly. Do you have a brick and mortar, maybe a physical store, physical location? Main Street Grant opens up every single year. Do you have a beauty product, a beauty brand, right? Any type of beauty product. NAACP and L'Oreal. Round 3 is going to be opening next year. Now, Amber Grants for Women, they give away $30,000 every single month. 10,000 to a startup, 10,000 to just more of a less a generic organization that doesn't necessarily fall into a category, but they all have to be owned by women. And then $10,000 based on your industry. Now, creative arts, that was for November. Go in there and look and see what it is for December. All right. There's different themes from beauty and health to creative arts to financial services. I won't go through all of these. Do you need significant funding? Maybe you need an angel investor then. 37angels.com. They only give to women-owned small businesses up to $150,000. I want you to go to their site because they have a list of funding for female founders, right? Cartier, the jewelry company, they have a program. Are you a startup? Maybe you're thinking, oh, I can't find any grants for startups. Busy and Skies and Amber Grants for Women, they all have startup grants. Now you might be saying, oh, Linda, I'm too small. It's just me. I'm like a solopreneur, right? I can't get any grants, too small. That is not true. Organizations like Amarillo, all they do is give grants to super small organizations, right? Or you might be thinking, Linda, I don't have some huge organizational chart. It's just me. I don't even have paid staff. You don't need paid staff necessarily. They're all volunteer organizations that get grant money. You know what you need? Impact, mustard seed, therefore faith-based organizations, and network. Join communities, join other organizations to increase your level of visibility so that people know you exist and they know your product or your service so that they can then recommend you maybe to foundations or maybe other organizations. All right. Those are two there, NAWBO, National Association of Women Business Owners, and then ABWA. All right. Now, really quickly, I want you to drop into the chat. What comes to your mind when you think about banks and money? Like, what is the first thing that comes to your mind? Banks and money. Banks and money. Loans. Yes. Loans, 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 loans. Yes. Debt. Yes. Did you know that banks are some of the largest providers of grant money in the United States? We're very fortunate in Northeast Ohio. One of the largest foundations in the state is Key Bank, belongs to a bank. We've got Key Bank, Citizens Bank, PNC Bank. Now I'm giving you 4 hot leads. Bank of America, largest bank in the country, hundreds of millions of dollars in grants that they give. Wells Fargo, they give grants. Both of these give grants to small businesses and nonprofits. TD Banks, they give to nonprofits, mainly on the Eastern Seaboard. And then the last one is Truist, Truist. Trust, right? And no, it doesn't have to be your bank. Choose a bank with a great regional presence, right? Or maybe they have a headquarters in your city and meet with them. You will have to meet with them. And don't call these banks, they won't know what you're talking about. You have to go through these links and meet with them. All right. Now, I want to say a word about artificial intelligence because it's here. It's a phenomenal tool to help you write grants, but it is never going to be a replacement because you have to feed AI. So you have to, at the end of the day, learn how to write these grants. And then you can feed AI the information that you've written so that it can perfect it or change it or enliven it or just enhance it. But don't ever think this is going to be a replacement. You need to learn how to write these grants. Nobody knows the information more than you, right? So yes, Chat GPT can rewrite, can improve an already written grant application, right? And it also does some research too. But you have to feed it, which means you have to provide the appropriate information, like provided the best possible answer based on you writing, and then let it take over. Which brings me to my bonus surprise, right? We know that there's a lot of money available now. You absolutely need to be ready in January, right? So what did I do? I created a grant writing course. This is literally how I won $17 million. This is how I won $17 million. And I want you to be able to do the same. But it includes my coaching, which is going to be critical, right? Because I said from the beginning, this is about more than just you writing some answers, right? Now, the course will teach you how to write every part of the grant narrative. It will teach you how to conduct grant research. But let's say you set up that meeting with the foundation. You come into the Facebook group, it's a private Facebook group, and you ask questions. And so if you're meeting with a foundation, you come in and you say, I'm meeting, I've set up the meeting. What do I do, Linda? I will tell you what to say, how to say it, what to bring to the meeting, what are the keywords, what are the buzzwords, what are you looking for, right? And then the course will teach you how to write your budget. But maybe you need to know how much to ask for or whether you should be building up your infrastructure before your program. Those are the kinds of questions that you come into the Facebook group and you ask, right? Now you get 12 modules, 35 lessons. Every lesson has a video. Everything's downloadable. This is all online, all digital, go at your own pace. But here's the difference in my course. In the last 16 years, I've been hired to build grant applications. So I've seen thousands of questions. I pretty much know what they are. I've utilized those questions to build my course so that you're answering the questions in a safe space where you have time to really provide a great answer. So by the time you go through my course, you have a beautiful grant template that you're going to use to start applying for grants, right? And yes, you get actual grant examples. And every grant example in this course I wrote, and every grant example won money. And of course, you get planners and grant trackers and workbooks and these little silly quizzes so that you remember the information. And then I do something nobody else in the country is doing. I give you a list of over 600 organizations providing grants. And I talked about the private Facebook group. As the young kids say, the Facebook group is lit. It just is, because the students literally provide more grants than I do. And I drop a lot of grants in the Facebook group, but the students, it's a community. It's a collaboration. There's no competition. Every student wants every other student to win this grant money. And I have professional grant writers in the course in the Facebook group. I have people who are CEOs of organizations, larger organizations, right? I have educators, people with doctorates in English education, all helping each other. And let me tell you, 3 weeks ago, they created 8 chats on their own because they want to work collaboratively, right? This is the support you get. Because I really want to help you. You get an hour of group coaching. And that's usually every month. My last session was yesterday. Marathon session lasted about 2.5 hours. because I stay until all of the questions have been answered. And you don't just get that one and done. That's almost every month, right? Now, this is what the course is worth. And I do not believe in just plucking numbers out of the sky. I've had my course audited 3 times, 12 modules, 35 lessons worth $3,549. The videos are worth $599, the funding list $499, all of the workbooks, grant trackers, $350. This is a slide you want to see. This is where I serve my community. I have services that are probably 80 times this amount, but this is how I serve you because I know this course can help you. So yes, the course is valued at $5,000, which is true because the online grant writing courses are $5,000 and you certainly don't get access to the professor after the course is done. So my regular price is $997. I keep it on sale for $497, trying to make it affordable. But you hopped on the webinar, letting me know that you are serious about getting grants. So for the next 3 days, you get an additional 50% off. It's just for the next 3 days, though. So guess what? Your one payment, I know that sounds crazy, right? It's $247. One and done, by the way. That's not monthly, that's one and done. Yes, you're getting a $5,000 course for $247, but you have to use that code DEC17N. That'll take the 50% off of the $497 price. And if you need extra help, you got it. You need 2 months to pay. You can divide your payments over the course of 2 months, $137.50 now, which seems like an insanely low amount, but that's what you pay now. And then in 1 month, you pay the last $137.50. Put a 2 on the end of the code so that I know you want the 2-month payment. And you read right at the end, the course never expires. And look, I have friends that charge $2,000 for their grant writing course, and you don't even get what I get. And you certainly don't get access to them, right? So this is your opportunity to be ready in January because you're going to need it as an organization, right? So this is everything you get. I didn't even talk about the letter of inquiry because it is important. That's being used almost as a gatekeeper now. A lot of foundations are asking you to complete that LOI before they even invite you to complete the grant application. I have an entire lesson on it. So this is everything you get. You're taught how to write every part of that grant, and you get the coaching. Come into the Facebook group to get coached, right? Which can move that needle, and everything is self-paced. So DEC17N, if you want to make the one payment, you want to make 2 payments, put a 2 on the end of it. You have until Friday to get the 50% off, right? Now, you want to buy the course, the link is in the chat. The link to buy the course is in the chat. You click on the link. You want to pay $247 one price, hit the $497. Hit the $497. It will take you to this page here. Everybody look to the left. Everybody else is paying $497. Most people don't even have a coupon. You have a huge coupon. Click have a coupon, input your coupon code. It will take off 50%. You will end up paying this amazing price of $247. And let me say, we're in December. It won't be that price in January. It will not be that price. All right. Now look at this little block here. That's a deep dive. That's a VIP session with me, one-on-one, or I get you together in that meeting. Because before we even talk about grants, I look at your mission, vision, infrastructure, program, project, or service, and then we look at local and national grants. It's $495 for the hour. It is a strategy session. You get the session notes, and you even get the video, right, for the 1 hour. This is the only place you'll find it for $195. You have to buy it with the course. So if you buy it with the course, you're not paying $495 as other people pay. You're paying $195, but you have to buy it with the course. Now, for those of you who want to make the one payment, I'm trying to make it easy. We have a buy now, pay later option. Affirm, Afterpay, Klarna, all of them, 6 months, same as cash. So yes, you can actually spread your $247 payment over 6 months. You might get a grant before you even paid for the course, right? That's the one payment option. Yes, you can use Affirm, Afterpay, or Klarna. Affirm will give you 12 months, but they add interest at 12 months. But 6 months, 6 months, same as cash. You want to buy the 2-month option, pay us the 2 payments, you can. Hit the 2 times 275. That's the 2-month payment plan. And then you just input your coupon code again, and all of a sudden you're paying $137.50 net again in 30 days. And by the way, I don't drip my course. Even if you only pay the $137.50, you get everything, the whole course, the Facebook group, the group coaching session. And in the Facebook group, you will have the prior videos for all of the past training, right? For all of the past training. All right. Got that? Now, everybody look at this slide here. This is Whitney. Whitney never thought she would get any money. Whitney did exactly what I'm asking you to do. She's a student. She became a student. She started local. She got $40,000 from the Southern Power Fund. And by the way, utility companies have very deep pockets, right? If they have a foundation, they're giving away significant amounts of money. Your utility companies, yes. These are nuggets you're not going to get anywhere else, right? Then she did what I'm asking you to do. She went nationally. She started looking for national grants. She got $50,000 from the National Birth Equity Collaborative. Last year, Whitney got $200,000. Never thought she would get any grants. Never thought she would get any grants. Now she's saying I could be a salaried employee of my own business. Isn't that what you want? To pay yourself a salary, right? For you LLCs, Tranquility Point Therapeutic Massage. This is a massage company that got $20,000. A student. We are so very thankful and grateful for your course. It's been life-changing for our business. Think about that investment, $247. People are getting $200,000, $20,000. Christina is an educator. May I share that I'm so grateful for Linda? I would not have had the confidence to follow through on applying for grants if it wasn't for a grant writing course. The depth of information provided is unmatched. She won her very first grant. People, yes, if you've never received a grant before, it's possible to get your first grant. She got $10,000. April pitched her organization. So if you're pitching your company, the course is great. She called me. She said, Linda, you taught me how to tell my story. I'm ready. Beat out 100 competitors. Came in second place. Took home ninth. And guess who won the LegalZoom Fast Break Grant? My student, Emily. Took home $10,000. Cornisha got that Elusa Walmart grant. She bought the one-on-one. She said, Linda, that one-on-one session we had is getting my organization funded. Kimberly got 4 sponsorships in less than 2 months. Ask me the difference between a sponsorship and a grant when we get to the Q&A. All right? We're at the Q&A. We are done. We are done. We are done. It is Q&A time. It is Q&A time. All right, it is Q&A time. Now, what I want you all to do, and I want you to do this for you, right? I want you to do this for you. I want you to write in this chat. I want you to write into the chat. I am ready to get grant money. I am ready to get grant money because you have to move your organization forward, right? In January, we don't know what's going to happen. We keep hearing that the government will be cut. You know that billions of dollars of grant money comes from the federal government. So yes, there may be a chance that some of these grants coming from the federal government are cut because some of the grants you see on the local level originate with the federal government. So whatever you do, I want you to place yourself in the best possible position in January to get this grant funding while it's available, right? While it's available. And we know that most of these budgets are set, so we know it's going to be available, right? We know it's going to be available. So all of you do this because a lot of you have been sitting on the sidelines, right? We can't afford to do this anymore. It's December 17th. We can't afford to do this anymore, right? We cannot afford to do this anymore. You have to get in this game. You can't get grants unless you write grants. Do something to move your organization forward. I would love for you to buy the course. Let me coach you. I know a little bit about what I'm talking about. Even if you don't buy the course, don't sit on this webinar. There's too much great information in this webinar for you to use over and over and over again, right? Do something to move your organization forward. Don't be in the same position 30 days from now. Don't be in the same position 30 days from now. Do something to move your organization forward. I would love for you to have me help you do it and for me to serve as your coach. All right. Now, who is ready to get grant money? And I believe in manifestation. I believe in writing down what you want to have happen. So write this down. Yes, Lovenice, absolutely. I'm ready to get grant money. Sarah, Sheila, Angelique, yes. Candace, yes. I'm ready to get grant money. I'm ready to get grant money. Gloria, LaShawn, write this down. Yes. Is it Ashia or Ashaya? Sheila, write this down. Like, get it out of your system. Like, put this in the universe. Write this down, right? Some of you have just been, just like Christina, she was scared too. She was literally scared to apply for grants because she didn't know if what she was doing was right. But this is a community of support. The Facebook group, 2,000 students will support you. Come in and ask questions, right? You don't have to do this by yourself anymore. And I was talking to a young lady a couple of weeks ago. She had her nonprofit for 17 years, never had one single grant. Hurt my heart. Hurt my heart, right? Hurt my heart, right? So people are waiting on your talents. People are waiting on your gifts to be manifested. And I know you're tired of using your own money, right? Learn how to get free grants. This is not just about you writing grants. You can write 1,000 grants and get 1,000 rejection letters. I'm trying to place you in a position so that you actually start winning some grants, right? But there's a process to this. And the course lays out the process, and you come in for help. Even when you get in the course, there are discussion starters where you can ask me a question as you're going through the course. That question comes to me and I answer it, right? And again, I know courses that are $2,000 and you don't get what I give you, right? For $247 that you write off, Someone just said they've been in business since 2019, haven't received any grant funding. That means you're doing something wrong. Correct it. This is your opportunity. Don't go into, this is for all of you, don't go into January doing the same thing that you did in 2024, especially if it's not working. If it's not working, you got to pivot and do something different, but get help. Because I know grant writing can be a maze, right? Get help. And I'm here to help you. All right? All right. We're going to start with the Q&A, and we're going to go to the Q&A box. All right, let's see. All right. I will reach out to you. I have your information, Eric. So if you want to join, if you want to sign up, the link is in the chat. So the link is in the chat. You can sign up right now. The link is in the chat. All right, let's see. Excellent. Thank you. Yes, you're free to share this information with other people as well. All right. An anonymous. I got a small grant to write. I got a small grant to write grants. Wow. Since last talking to you. Excellent, excellent, excellent. So what I want to tell you that happens is that you become so adept at writing grants when you take the course. Some people become grant writers, and it's full circle. They literally start writing grants for other people. That happened to Natalie. Natalie became so great at writing grants because she took the course. She secured a $50,000 grant for a church. She just started writing grants, but she knew how to write grants really, really well because she took the course, and now she's a grant writer. So it's amazing what happens to some people. How much does it cost for starting or applying for a 501c3? You've got to go through the IRS, right? So I placed a link to the page within the IRS where you apply for the 501c3. I think there is some type of a fee. I'm not sure what it is. I don't handle 501c3s, but go to the link that I place into the webinar chat. It will give you all the information you need. What is the difference between a grant and a sponsorship? So when you get a grant, the organization giving you the grant cannot expect anything of significant value from you, right? They cannot expect any significant value from you, all right? They can't expect you to create a report showing how you spent their grant money, but something of value, no. Like a bank can't say to you, you must become a member of our bank in order for me to give you a grant. That's illegal. A sponsorship is totally different. When you get a sponsorship from an organization, they're expecting something from you. Maybe they want their name on your marquee, or they want their widget in your swag bag, or they want to talk to your audience, or they want an ad in your program booklet. Go to banks for sponsorships and grants. Go to credit unions for sponsorships. And most of you would be surprised how easy it is for you to ask businesses in your community for sponsorship money, right? You would be surprised how easy it is. And I have templates in the course. So remember I said you need to send that email to the foundation to set up a meeting? I have a template. In the Facebook group, I have a template right in the Facebook group. Remember I said you have to set up these partnerships? I have a template, right? That you can get in the Facebook group so that you are connecting with community organizations and asking them to partner or requesting that you speak at their library, right? Template, trying to make it easy for you, right? So credit unions are really great at giving sponsorships. And if any of you have an event, oh, you should be getting sponsorships for sure. What is the likelihood that a solo LLC offering custom goods to consumers can receive money even without a philanthropic impact? So a lot of small businesses don't have what you're considering a philanthropic impact, but that doesn't mean you're not impacting, right? You have to rethink how you see your organization when you are writing grants, right? Because you said you provide custom goods to consumers, right? That is impact because those custom goods to the consumer, you've provided something of value now to the consumer. How do you know what the consumer is going to use that custom good for, right? Maybe they're using it in a way that will benefit the community. So maybe it doesn't have a community impact, but you're impacting your client. Let's say you're a truck driver, right? You're a truck driver. You have an LLC. You drive goods and services from one state to the next. You might be thinking, well, I don't have a philanthropic impact, but you're impacting the economy, right? You're impacting that organization that's hiring you to transport goods from one state to the next. So you're literally contributing to the economy, not just of that company, but wherever you're delivering the goods and services to. So you have to rethink how you see your organization and talk about what you think the impact is going to be, right? There are people with reentry programs. They work with ex-offenders by providing them with resources, right? Whether it's resume writing or dress for success, so that they don't go back to jail, so that they are able to get a job and re-enter into society. You're helping them individually amazingly, but that also impacts the community. So it's hard to do anything that doesn't at the end impact the community because we all live within a community, right? And anytime you're helping people that live in the community, you're impacting the community because the community can't exist without its residents, right? So when you impact residents, you impact the community, right? All right. Are for-profits grants taxable? Report to the IRS? Absolutely. Absolutely. So if you're for-profit and you get a grant, you have to list it on your tax return. Now, it's deductible. By the way, this course is completely tax deductible. Write this course off. It's completely tax deductible. So if you're a for-profit and you buy the course, you can write off the 247 or the 137.50 twice, or whatever the amount is. If you buy the individual private coaching, write it off. It is a business expense. It is an educational expense. And yes, you get a certificate when you finish the course. Now, if you are a nonprofit, you're not paying taxes, right? But you utilize the price that you pay for the course as a legitimate expense, right? Okay. Yes, loving niece, send me an email and I'll send you the link. All right. But before we do anything else, we have to stop. We have to give love. We have to give love some love. We have to give love some love, right? Love, I think it's love and niece. Love is short for love and niece. We have to give her some love. She bought the course. Love and niece, you're on your way. I'm going to see you in the Facebook group. I need to see some clapping of hands. I need to see some hearts for Love and Ace. Now, this is for all of you buying the course. You're going to get 3 emails. One email will be where you create your username and password. The other email will be the link to the Facebook group, and you want to be in the Facebook group, right? The other welcome is other email is a welcome email. But when you get into the Facebook group, this is what I'm doing because it's the holiday season and I want to serve even more. When you get into the Facebook group, I'm going to ask you a question. When you answer the question, right, I'm going to give you help specifically. All right. That's why you want to be in the Facebook group. And it's always good to stay until the end, isn't it? For those of you who stayed until the end, I have a gift for you. I created a mini guide to AI. How to use AI to write grants faster and better, $99. All of you, if you buy this course in the next 3 days, you will get that training for free on top of everything else. You will get the free AI training. I said I want to help you. I want you to be ready in January. You will get the artificial intelligence training for free that will help you write grants faster and quicker and better. If you buy the course in the next 3 days, you'll get it for free. All right. Do you go over tax forms we have to file at the end of the year to the IRS? No, that's your accountant. Have a bookkeeper or an accountant go over your tax forms. Any questions you have, come to the Facebook group. Ask your question if you're not sure of something. But tax forms, the review of tax forms, that's definitely your accountant. However, just know you can list this course as a business expense or an educational expense on your tax return. You can do that, absolutely. Okay? Got it? Got it. All right. I'm going to go back up because I did see quite a few questions in the webinar chat. So let me go back down through the chat. Hey, Robin, you're in New York. All right, let's see. Small business home health, but like a nonprofit in the future to do the same. Sounds like you want to create a nonprofit to also provide home health. But what type of home health? Like, what are you providing? The more specific you are, all of you, the more specific you are about the services you provide, the easier it will be to get grant funding. Or you want to switch over to a nonprofit from a for-profit? I would talk to an accountant because keep in mind, for-profits can start nonprofits. So you may not have to do as much switching as you think. A for-profit can start a nonprofit. All right. Talk to your accountant. All right. Let's see. Other questions in the chat. Are grants taxable? Yep. Answer that question. We are leaders. Absolutely, we are. What are the sources for grant? I'm not understanding that question. You have to rephrase that. All right, let's see. More questions. Somebody said they want 2 slices of that pie. I don't blame you. You know what you need. You know what you need, right? All of you download Grammarly. Download Grammarly. Let's see. Okay, answer that question. What if you don't have a board of directors? Are you a for-profit or a nonprofit? If you are a nonprofit, it is a requirement that you have a board of directors. If not, you're not a nonprofit. That is mandated that you have a board of directors. If you are a for-profit, it is not required that you have a board, but if you have one, great. All right. What if I'm a startup brand new business and I don't have a board of directors? So that's fine. If you are a small business with no board of directors, that's fine. One of the first things we did was the mission statement and the website. That's perfect because for all of you, your mission statement drives everything you do. Everything you do has to come back to that mission statement. This is what keeps you focused, right? So you are in service of your mission statement. And this is where some nonprofits get into trouble. Like the creator of the nonprofit will have a mission statement, will bring on to their board of directors their family and friends, right? Where there's no accountability, right? Because you think about this, are your family and friends going to disagree with what you do as the creator of that nonprofit? Probably not. But are you serving the mission statement? This is how some executive directors get removed from nonprofits that you maybe see on the news because they stop serving the mission statement. And that's the job of the board of directors, is to make sure at the end of the day that mission statement is adhered to, right? So that's why you need a board of diversified people with diversified skills. You maybe want someone with accounting or legal or fundraising or marketing or education, right? Needs to be a diverse group. It cannot be just your family and friends. I'm not saying that you can't have a family member or a friend on the board, but your board needs to keep you accountable. All right. Can a nonprofit be a Medicaid provider to offer services inside the organization? Yes. Homelessness and children in the Harlem community is our focus. All right. So what are you doing for them? So sounds like the homeless, is it homeless children or the homeless population and children? I got the homeless population, but with the children, what are you doing? Like what kind of children? What service are you providing? What is it that they need that you're providing? Right. And I want to say this to all of you. If you're providing, like one of the three was called basic needs, food, shelter, clothing. That's probably one of the easiest avenues where you can get grant money, food, shelter, clothing for your target population, especially if you are a nonprofit. We help, we help, we help suicide. Let me get back up here. We help suicide loss survivors. Got it. How? How are you helping? So what I understand, you're helping people for whom a loved one committed suicide. That's how I'm reading that. Not people who tried to commit suicide and survived, but those who were left behind after somebody committed suicide. The big question for you is, how are you helping them? What are you doing? Are you providing mental health counseling? If so, that's your area, mental health counseling, right? So it's not enough for you to list your target population. Think about how you're helping them, because the more you can define how you help them, the easier it will be for you to research the grants, because there are categories when you research grants and you need to fall into a category. All right. Video and social media is absolutely key. I'm so glad you mentioned this, Robin. I want to tell you all a quick story about the young lady, Whitney, that got the $200,000. This is where I'm saying to you the importance of you increasing your level of visibility. Let the world know what you do. Whitney started to post what she was doing. So she's a doula. She has an organization where she helps underrepresented women, communities of color, have healthy births. She always put out what she was doing on social media, e-newsletters. This is what we do. This is how we help the community. To the point where the Kellogg Foundation started to take notice. They're like, oh, okay, we give funding in that area. Okay, this is what Whitney is doing. To the point where the foundation, right? The Kellogg Foundation literally asked Whitney to apply for one of their grants. Whitney, could you please apply to our $75,000 grant? How many of you would like for a foundation to ask you to apply to their grant? Do you think she got it? What do you think? Do you think she got the grant that the Kellogg Foundation asked her to apply for? You know how they knew to do that? Social media, videos, constantly pushing out. You have to let people know who you are and what you do. That is so crucial. And video is such a great way. Please don't ever underestimate the power of video. And when you go into that meeting with that foundation leader, I tell you, I've probably set up 1,000 of these meetings. You go into that meeting, and you show a video of your impact or your target population or your programming, I'm telling you, their faces change, right? Because you can talk, 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 right? You show that video, another level of engagement. All right. All right. Let's see. I'm getting down to the bottom here. I'm getting down to the bottom. Should they be local or not necessarily? Should who be local? Your partners? Your partners don't have to be local. They don't have to be local. They can be. They don't have to be though. Robin says, this is why I'm a member of the Schomburg and other libraries in New York. You are, oh, the libraries people. I just finished a tour throughout my county library system, whole tour throughout my county library system. Do not underestimate libraries. They will help you. They can help promote you and what you do. But let's say you have a daycare center. You're not going in to the library giving a talk about your fantastic daycare center. No. Maybe you're giving a talk about how families have to be mindful of making sure there's not lead, right, in their homes, because you have a daycare center, you see it firsthand. So you're not going in there selling your daycare center. You're talking about a subject that parents are going to want to hear about. So you're going to have a willing audience. And then at the end, you say, I have daycare center, blah, blah. This is my connection with children. That is what you do. You don't go into a hard sell with libraries. You talk about your service and what you are providing. All right. All right. NAACP. So someone listed their 5 organizations: NAACP, Urban League, Rotary Club, Coalition of 100 Black Women, NCNW. There you go. I want to give you another quick example. I'm trying to help you. Let's say you have a program that helps ex-offenders. What do you think would be the organization that they should connect with? First of all, you have to get to the prisoners before they're released, right? So some of your partners, community partners, could be the jail system, the warden, the chaplain, parole boards, social service agencies, so that when they get out, they can get free mental health counseling to be reacclimated back to society. Other organizations like Dress for Success, right? So that they know how to dress and present themselves for an interview for a job. Those are just like 4 or 5 that I just named. All of you must do this. That's your homework, remember? All right, all right. Let's see, let's see, let's see. We're getting down to the end here. Do you have a link to meet providers? I'm not sure what you're asking. A link to meet providers. All right, let's see. We're almost at the end here. Let me just get to any other questions. Do you use AI to help write grants? I don't, because I don't write grants anymore. I no longer write grants, but my colleagues do. My colleague. And I'm creating a in-depth course that will teach you how to use AI to write grants, right? So I know how to use AI to write grants, right? I developed that little mini training that you're going to get free if you buy the course, right? So I know how to use AI to write grants, and there are a number of ways. Look, it will blow your mind. AI will blow your mind. It will blow your mind when it comes to how much it can help you, right? And so that's where you're getting that $99 free training if you buy the course. But yes, I know how to use AI to write grants. The free, right, through the library, the free resources, the foundation directory online. It also is called Candid, CANDID, but they're going to know it by the foundation directory online. Go to your library. They have free access. All right. You can research grants for free. All right. Do you have people who write grants? I do. So if you want a recommendation, but you have to be prepared to work with a professional grant writer. The people that I know are professional grant writers. You don't pay them on commission. You don't pay them if you get the grant. They're paid up front, right? They're professional grant writers. They have a skill set. You pay them up front, usually when they start writing the grant, and then a portion then, and then a portion once they actually submit the grant. And working with a grant writer is a relationship. You work together, but you have to be prepared. So if you want to send me an email, the person who asked, you can send me an email. Let me know what you need and what type of information you have, because you have to be ready to work with a grant writer. Some of you may be, some of you may not be. You have to be ready. All right. All right. Can I use someone for more than, can I use the someone for more than one? I'm not sure what you're asking. Can I use the someone for more than one? Just rephrase that. Let me know. Rephrase that. Let's see. Let's see. I'm looking for someone who can write the grant because I'm new and also willing to learn new. So keep in mind, my course is called Grant Writing for Non-Writers. That's the name of the course. Grant Writing for Non-Writers. It is set up for people who don't write and who don't write grants, who have no idea how to write grants. It's set up specifically for you, take you step by step. But at the same time, I have professional grant writers who take the course because they know they're going to get in-depth information and they're going to learn how to write grants even better. All right. Let's see. Can you use the same writing for more than one application? Yes. That's why this is the purpose of this course, is to get you a great grant template. So you're using the information from that template to start applying to multiple grants. Now, every grant application is different. Let me just warn you about this. Every grant application is different. So you're not cutting solely from the template, from one template into like 5 different grant applications, because every question may be asked a little differently, but you've got a great research to pull and choose information. But information like your need statement or your mission statement, right? That doesn't change. So yes, you're copying and pasting that. But you have this great document after you've taken the course with these great answers. And you're using those answers to start applying for multiple grants. So this saves you time and money so that you're not starting every grant application from scratch. You don't need to do that. All right. I don't write grants anymore. Let's see. All right, I believe we are done. Let me get to the bottom here. Make sure you write off the course. It's tax deductible. Okay, I answered that question. That question was answered. And I just want to state again, again, we don't know what's going to happen in 2025, but you've got to place yourself in the best possible position to get these grants. You have to diversify. I had my grant coaching last night, 2 hours, and that's what I told them. You've got to place yourself in the best possible position and to be in a community where you can ask questions and get real accurate answers, right? This is year 16 for me. I know a little bit about what I'm talking about. And I'm in the Facebook group a lot, right? But it doesn't necessarily have to be me because I have professional grant writers and again, people who have learned from me in the group. But I'm in there a lot. I always say you'll be sick of seeing this face in the Facebook group because I'm there all the time. All right. But you come and you ask questions so that you can get the help that you need and get the direction that you need. And guess what? This is what some people are doing. This is on a volunteer basis. Let me be clear about that. Let's say you start writing a grant and you want a second set of eyes on it. Come into the Facebook group and ask on a volunteer basis, can someone put another set of eyes on this for me? I have a file, right? I have a file portal where you can drop in the information to the portal and ask on a volunteer basis. And typically somebody will come and give you some feedback. If I'm in there, I'll skim it for you for sure. That's a paid service that I have. If you ever want me to review a grant line by line, I can do that, but it's fairly pricey. Come into the Facebook group on a volunteer basis and ask. All right. Best way to get letters of support if you are brand new. Excellent question. Go to those who know you. You didn't just exist, right, out of the thin air. You have a history. Who knows of your work? Let's say you started a brand new organization. You used to work for a 9 to 5 and you started full time. You want to open up this nonprofit, right? Let's say your program is a tutoring organization. You want to tutor kids. You used to be a principal. Maybe you're retired. Your tutoring program is new, but guess what? If you were a principal, somebody at the school, other teachers give you letters of support because they know of your work. They know of your work, right? So your organization is new. You're not new, right? You go to people who know of your work. Maybe you're known in the community for a particular project or program or service. Go to your community leaders who know of you, right? Again, your organization is new. You're not new. All right. Some people are putting application fees to the 501(c)(3) in the chat. You're going to get a copy of the chat. Someone's saying state of Georgia is $275, but there's a long form and a short form. So go to the IRS site that we place in the chat. All right. Is there a phone number to call and talk to someone? Yes. Yes, there is. So send me and I can get you the phone number. Absolutely. If you have questions, yes. You can email me questions too. That's going to be the quickest way, by the way, is to email me. That's the quickest way is to email me, right? Melissa, if you could drop my email address into the chat, all of you, please place this email into your safe senders list or your contact list. You're going to get the replay tonight, right? Via email. So you don't want it going to spam. All right. Only got the 440 at the beginning. It sounds like you hit, yes, it sounds like you hit the coaching. The individual 1 hour coaching is $195, right? The fee for the course is $247. You don't have to sign up for the one-on-one if you don't want to. That's up to you. But the course is $247. So make sure you put in the code. As a matter of fact, I have a minute, so I'm going to do this live. I'm going to take you through, I'm going to sign out and take you through where you sign up for the course live. All right. So I'm going to share my screen really quickly, so that you see what you do. All right. So when you hit the link, you're going to get this page here. You hit $497 because your coupon is off of $497, right? You're going to see this page here. You have a coupon, have a coupon, put in DEC17N. That's your code. It's going to take off $250. You're paying $247. Now it's up to you as to whether or not you want the one-on-one. If you get the one-on-one, now it's $442. But either way, whether or not you hit the one-on-one for the $442 or you just want the course for $247, I'm just going to put in any email there, hit save and continue, pay another way. New payment. There's your bank. You want a bank draft, Affirm, Cash App Pay, credit card pay. You hit the little drop down menu. You've got Google Pay, Afterpay, or Klarna. All right. So it was pay another way, right? And then at the end, it said pay another way. Now, let's say you want the 2-month payment. You're hitting 2 times 275. You come to this page, please input your coupon. It is DEC17, and you want to put the number 2 for the 2 payment. It takes off 50%. You're paying $137.50, and you keep moving along, right? So again, you put in like a little your email address, pay another way. You have your MasterCard payments, right? And then you can pay Google Pay or the bank payment or the credit card. You don't get the Afterpay, the buy now, pay later with the 2-month plan, because that is in itself a payment plan. All right. I'm going to stop sharing. So hopefully that cleared up those questions. Okay, excellent. Okay, let me go back up here. I see some more questions. Let's see. What is the course time frame? It's 12 modules, 35 lessons. There is a schedule book. When you buy the course, it will give you an idea of how long it takes you to get through the course. If you commit maybe 2 hours a week or 3 hours a week, right? That's up to you. Some people, this is what they do full time. So they can blaze through the course in 3 weeks. I've seen it done. Other people, they have other jobs. So it takes them 2 hours a week, 3 hours a week. Then it's going to take longer, right? Maybe, a couple of months. But it depends on how much time you have. That's why I don't like to give specific time frames, because it depends on how much time you have, right? You've got 35 lessons to get through. All right, let's see. Is a finished website needed for most applications? As a startup, I am working to get the foundational things in place. Your website should be one of your foundational things. I have to say that. You really do need a finished website. You really, really do. And it does not, I do not want you to think that you have to pay all this money for a website, right? Just make it a part of your plan as you're opening your organization. I think Squarespace or Wix, they have templates that show you how easy this is. Don't think you're building something from scratch. No. Squarespace and Wix, they have templates. Use one of their templates. And then that way, all you do is upload some photos and some narrative, some copy, right? It's so easy. Please don't let that keep you from doing anything, right? What do you mean, write out the course for taxes? Would I just keep the receipt? Yes. Yes, just keep your receipt. Right. I'm saying that you can use it as a deduction. It is completely deductible. So just on your tax form, you indicate the amount that you paid for the course and you list it as an expense. All right, let's see. Do you have to wait for the 501c3 to apply for grants or can you start? You won't be able to apply, hit the submit button, but you should absolutely start researching and writing right now. Don't wait. Don't wait until you get the 501c3 to start researching and writing. Research now, write now, and then when you get the 501c3, all they're going to ask you to do is clip it to the application, right? But research and write your grants now so that when you're done, you just have to attach the 501c3. But I would advise that you not wait until you get the 501c3. You can be researching grants now and writing grants now. Just don't submit until you get the 501c3. You do get a certificate once you complete the course, absolutely. All right, so I believe that was it. I think that was all. Okay, let me go back over to the Q&A. Maybe not. Okay, that was the same question asked in the chat. So I believe we are done. So hopefully, keep in mind you've got 3 days to get the additional 50% off. And yes, it is a $5,000 course that you're paying $247 for, right? And that you write off, right? It's going to take something for you to invest in what you're doing. You've got to invest in yourself. You've got to invest in yourself. Whatever you do, be prepared. You've got to be prepared for what's coming in 2025. So that even if they start decreasing the amount of grants available, guess what? You have a built-in community where you can go to ask questions, right? Okay, where do I go here for grants? They shut this one down. I need to go somewhere. You have a community, right? You're writing a grant, a question has been asked, you don't know how to answer it. Come into the Facebook group and say, this, I don't know how to answer this question. This is who I am and what I do. You will get help. This is going to be important that you be in a community of support when we get to 2025, so that regardless of what's happening around you, right, you have placed yourself in a position to flourish regardless of what's happening around you, right? I know some of you are tired of using your own money, right? This is free money we're talking about. Free money, right? All right. I believe we're done. We are. Thank you all so much for hopping on. I truly appreciate this time. I know that you could have been elsewhere at noon, so thank you for spending time to get information about how you move your organization forward, because that's what's important. Don't let this be another webinar that you take and you just sit on the information, right? Use it. And hopefully I'll see you in the Facebook group over the next couple of days. You have until what, Friday? To get the additional 50% off, $247, people. This is free money. Free money. But learn to do it right. And plus you get the bonus artificial intelligence training, because it's not coming, it's here. But use it to your benefit. It can help you. All right? All right. Thank you so much. My name is Linda Peavy. I'm creator of the course Grant Writing for Non-Writers, Keys to Winning Grant Proposals. I want to thank you all for hopping on. I hope to see you in the Facebook group. As we enter this season, I want you to be safe. I want you to be blessed, but I want you to be ready. I want you to be ready, right? I want you to be ready. All right. So thank you all so much. I appreciate it. Hopefully, again, I will see you. You come into the Facebook group. I'm going to ask you a question, answer it, because I want to get you help immediately. And if you come into the Facebook group, look for the previous recordings, including the one from yesterday, which was so helpful to everybody that hopped on, right? So keep moving forward. Keep moving forward. All right. Right, Kathleen. Kathleen said this is a great way to end the year and to start the next with knowledge. End this year with knowledge so that in January, it's go time. You're ready to use this knowledge. Like we cannot sit on the sidelines any longer, ladies. There's nobody coming to rescue us. No, there is nobody coming to rescue your organization, right? As my coach always says, we're the ones we've been waiting on. You are the ones that you've been waiting on, right? So do something with it. Do something with it. All right. Again, Linda Peavy, thank you so much and hope to see you over the course of the next 3 days. All right. Bye bye.